Can you elaborate on how posturing can affect our words and our projection as far as in conversations and how we come across and people perceive us?
Yeah, so posture is a form of nonverbal communication, and so if we think of tone of voice, you say something in your tone of voice, that affects the way it's perceived, right? You can come across angry or happy based on your tone of voice using the exact same words. Posture is the same way. So if you say something with a posture that shows interest, you're leaning forward, you're looking at them, you're engaged, right? That is different than looking back and looking around and just kind of maybe slumped and not paying attention to someone. So our posture is another one of those forms that can affect what we're saying, both the way we're communicating and how people perceive it, but also how they perceive us. So are we listening to them? Are we paying attention? Do we think they care? And so it goes back and forth, and often it's something people will pick up unconsciously, but they can't consciously explain it. So we meet in the line at the grocery store, and we're just making small chat, and you go back out to the car, and you get home and you talk to your spouse, and hey, I met this person at the grocery store, and they were a real jerk. And say, oh, well, why they were the jerk? You might not be able to verbalize and say, well, because their body posture showed this or that or whatever, but usually what that's going to be is, oh, well, that's just the sense they gave me. They seemed like they were really condescending towards me, or they didn't listen to anything I said. They're not going to specifically usually be able to articulate that it was your body posture or your tone of voice or the way you ask questions that affected that. Or likewise, if they're like, oh yeah, I met this really nice person, oftentimes they're just it's gonna be in generalities. And so posture is another thing that's really important that we pay attention to in general. And actually even on the other side, there's research to show that our posture can actually affect our own mood. And so if you feel down, if you're not having a good day, put on a suit, some nice clothes, get out of your house or whatever and go out somewhere and do business and put on a smile and essentially fake it till you make it, because it may not cure you. So Dylan's here with a little bit of a cold and he took some medicine and that helped, but by simply getting out of his home and putting on his nice jacket here, that probably helped him to some extent to feel better. And again, it's not necessarily going to cure him of his cold. It may not last all day, but it's going to be a small step in that direction. So it's both affects ourselves, it affects how we communicate, and it affects how others perceive us.
I will say one thing, as far as that last point you made about posture affecting yourself. I mean, it does affect others. If anyone has ever done any telemarketing, they tell you smile while you're talking. Even though you're on the phone, they make you come in dressed up in a nice clothes and everything, because you feel better, so you sound better, and you perceive things better. It goes the same in church. I remember having a discussion with youth group one time about posture and things in church. I mean, I love being relaxed. Okay, I think at least two of us up here have been to CIA, right, Cross-Examination Instructor Academy, and one of the things that they tell you is to look good. They would say, don't wear jeans, wear slacks, and tuck your shirt in. And when you're talking, don't put your hand in your pocket. I do all three of those because I'm comfortable and I'm relaxed. But there is something to the idea that, while you're in church, standing up while you worship, rather than just kind of sitting and singing. And I know that we're not, Baptist or nothing here, but, raising your hands and stuff, whenever people are doing that, there's a gesture of just kind of the mood and the attitude. When you're praying, right? Well, what is your posture as you pray? Well, God, let's talk. I've got, is your posture, right? It's going to affect your attitude as you approach God. Why do we fold our hands? Why do we kneel? Why do we bow our heads? Because culturally, at least for us, those are signs of respect and submission. And so we're coming to God, and that posture is informing us of our intent and our attitude. And it affects our thinking and our attitude as we do those things.